Hey there, welcome back to Branded. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I want to talk about the real reason you're tired. And it's not because of your clients. I mean, maybe everyone's got some difficult clients every now and then, right? But I want to talk about the real reason you're feeling really tired and exhausted in your business. It's not because of your clients, it's not because of visibility, and you're not tired because your business is growing. You're tired because you're still mentally holding it all together. And if you haven't noticed, this is a theme in our podcast as of late because it is that impactful. It's also that simple. And that's why I am loving talking about this because this is probably something you wake up thinking about, right? On a daily basis, you wake up already thinking like not strategy and big ideas, but small things like, did the onboarding for that new person fire off like it should yesterday? Do I need to update that link? I think it was broken. Should I check that email sequence? Maybe it's outdated. Where is that lead actually sitting? Did they end up buying? So there's this like low level mental load that's happening and it never shuts off. And at your level of business, you should not be the safety net. This should not be happening. Nothing's broken, right? You can tell nothing's broken because you're getting the clients, right? The revenue's coming in. So nothing's broken. And that's what makes this actually kind of tricky. And that's what makes this really easy to avoid, quite honestly, because your business is working. The clients are coming in, the revenue is steady. So from the outside, it like looks totally fine. But you're the reminder system. You're the one who knows where everything lives. You're mentally tracking what needs attention. And let's be honest, that's fucking exhausting. Not in like a chaotic way, but it's consistent, right? And one of my clients I've been working with now for many months, when she first came to me, that was one of the reasons we had our conversation. That was the reason she was referred to me in the first place. Yes, she wanted to update her websites, but really the reason she wanted the help was because her entire business was living in her head. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how are you sleeping? How are you doing anything else in your day when all of it lives in your head? And there's a stage of business where growth isn't the problem. Carrying that growth is, though. So when you're mentally checking all the systems, you're supervising all the automations, you're the fallback plan during launches, your brain never gets to fully reset. And that's even when you're like off, right? You're sitting on the couch, Netflixing or something. You're still thinking about all of it. And that's not a capacity issue, right? That's a systems issue. And it's totally fixable. That's why I'm having these conversations with you because it's so easily fixable and it's so impactful at the same time. Because when it's built properly, when those systems are built out, you don't have to reread every onboarding email. You don't have to check that the payment went through. You don't have to monitor your CRM. You don't have to like mentally review what might slip through the cracks, right? Someone buys, the system runs, you get notified. That's it. You stop thinking about it. You can finally take a deep breath and focus on the parts of your business that you love. So, no, you don't need to hustle harder. I am not an advocate of the hustle culture. 100%, I'm like, yeah, I need some good balance in my life. And balance means a day off, shutting my brain off from my business, not having to think about it constantly. So instead of hustling harder, maybe instead you just sort of raise your standards a little bit for yourself and your business. Because if you're still the one carrying all of your business in your head, like every piece of it, then you've outgrown the way it was built, period. But you already know that. I'm sure you already know that. You wake up thinking about these things. So if you're tired and like exhausted in a way that doesn't really make sense on paper, this is probably why. Not because you're doing too much or you're taking on too many clients. It's because you're holding too much. You're holding too much in your head. You're holding too much in your emotions. Your nervous system never gets to reset because you never get to shut off. But this is fixable. This is the real reason you're tired. So set some of it down, right? Make time to create some of these little structural differences in your business. And if you don't know how to do it or you don't want to do it, hire someone who does, because there are plenty of people out there that know how to do this kind of work and actually love doing it. And that's something that I've kind of come to recognize in this sort of work that I do is it's not about judging yourself and saying, well, I can't do that. I'm not good at that. So that part of my business is just going to be ignored. There are so many people out there that want you to succeed because your success is their success, right? We have the collective one of let's be successful together. And these sorts of impacts that you can make on your business, so fixable, so simple. So no more being tired, no more carrying too much. You do not need to carry the weight of your business in your head on your shoulders. Let your systems do that heavy lifting for you. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I'll see you next week for a brand new one. Bye, guys.